single day. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hi everybody. I am Ginger Wolf and welcome Stripped Finance. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I am a feature entertainer and stripper, not a financial consultant. Please speak to your financial advisor about any financial matters. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video.
Hello, Mark. Ginger Wolf here. First, let me say I'm very sorry about the letter you got from your bank. But perhaps that'll help you understand why we now have to fight. Choo-choo. Alright, so now that we got the cutesy stuff out of the way, let's get down to business. First things first. Let's play the video.
Hi guys, it's Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Unfortunately, we will no longer be able to offer you banking facilities, nor will we choose to at any later date. Basically, this is a very polite way of saying I'm no longer welcome. I have to move my money elsewhere. And it's not just me. This is happening everywhere. The banks have never been very honest with us. And it's...
To be perfectly honest, dude, banks suck anyways. Okay? They're kind of rude. I'm sorry that happened to you, though.
No surprise, our faith in them is at all-time low, as they're responsible for ever-increasing debt levels and a complete structural collapse in 2008, leading to the worst financial crisis in human history. This is the national debt problem, currently sitting at 30 trillion. When housing...
Let me point out, okay, the 30 trillion isn't including all debt. That's just the major debts, right? Even if every household paid off their debt, there'd still be some left over.
Well, debt is added on top of this. It's more than $50 trillion. This means if everyone tried to pay off their debts, there simply wouldn't be enough cash in the world.
Alright. We're gonna skip past the bench, because although I, like anybody else, loves history, okay? It's not actually important to the point that I'm going to try and make in this video. So, I'll get back to you in just a second. Alright, let's go.
For this, we need to look into the three heavily debated theories of banking so that we can discover where all this money is coming from. Trust me, the last one is crazy. Theory number one is that the banks are financial intermediaries. This is the belief that we put our money into the banks and in return they pay us an interest rate. Let's say 1%. After doing extensive background checks, they then lend that money out and ask for an interest rate in return. For example, 6%. This then allows them to profit 5% from being the middleman. That's how most people think the bank operates, and it sounds pretty reasonable to me. This is because if all our money is held in the bank vaults, it can't be loaned out to businesses fueling products and services for us all to enjoy. However, this doesn't explain how they're making the astronomical profits to build skyscrapers and be some of the biggest businesses on the planet. If this was true, they should be just glorified accountants. So that brings us on to the fractional reserve theory. This states that a portion of the cash reserves are held at a master bank, otherwise known as the central bank. This frees banks to lend out the rest of the money in order to continually stimulate the money supply within our economy, and also have enough money to service our withdrawals. Now this would make sense, but it doesn't explain how banking has become so lucrative. Enter the credit creation theory. This suggests that lending money has nothing to do with customer deposits. Banks are actually creating new money out of nothing. They're effectively magicians. The best way to explain this is to imagine you're taking out a loan for $200,000 to buy a house. You'd go to the bank and ask them for a mortgage. Provided you pass the necessary checks, they'll present you with a debt contract to sign. Once you've signed that loan agreement, you've created an IOU note. The bank is in the business of buying these promise notes, as this is a type of security. So they purchase this contract from you at the price of the loan, and the money later appears in your bank account. Now the big debate here is, where does that money come from? Well, an economist named Richard Werner had the same question. He gained access to the bank's systems and did an experiment. The aim of this test was to monitor where exactly the money was coming from. Not surprisingly, it didn't come from bank deposits, nor did it come from reserves. It effectively just appeared from thin air, backed by only the promise of an IOU note. And he states this is where 97% of money comes from. Although all of these theories are heavily debated amongst different economists, the credit creation theory would explain how banks went from humble benches to stupendous skyscrapers. But there's a new kid on the block that could be about to tear down their ivory towers and poison their money tree.
Fintech. Fintech. The fintech revolution.
Alright, so we're going to pause right there for a second. And I really wish, okay, just on an offhand, like I could have like a counter for every time this said skyscraper. Okay, so before we continue with the video, just a shameless plug here. Y'all should go and watch this man, okay? Just because I am making a disagreement video does not mean that I don't like his content. He's fabulous. And you should watch him. Now, let's get back to what we were doing here.
They'd definitely be in trouble, that's for sure. That brings me back to this letter. If I'm being completely honest, after doing all this research, I'm more than 99% confident that the bank closed my account for investing in the crypto space. So instead of writing a long letter to the bank explaining why they're wrong, I'm going to share my response here so that if the banks don't listen, it can at least help some of you that are interested in investing in new sectors and also the problems that come with it. Dear banks, it's evident that you tried to kill crypto and failed. However, this is a case of adapt or die. I know from your history you've been in the business for hundreds of years. However, we, your customers, are adapting at a faster rate than ever before, and you need to keep up with us. Your power may be fading, which is causing you to scramble to regain control with letters like this. However, there is a better way. A win-win situation for both fintech and crypto is to form partnerships that combine innovation with the traditional banking model that allow us to go into a digital future together. Thomas Olson, a partner at Bank.
Okay, so I'm going to cut him off there because we have finally hit the point that I wanted to talk about. Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, of course. That's just how our country works. However, that said, okay, I do not agree that cryptocurrency, fintech, and the banking system as it is should intermingle. You shouldn't do it. It's not a good idea. Because let's say just hypothetically, right, that the bank that you go to is highly politicized and you do not agree with the mass majority. As you saw with the letter that you received, they can just decide to deny you everything. At least now you can turn to cryptocurrency and other ways to store your money. But if they intermingle, there's going to be no separation of power with that, right? So, hypothetically speaking, if they wanted to cut you off from all monetary institutions, at that point they could. Not saying that they would, mind you, but it's a possibility. I honestly feel safer knowing that I can have my eggs in multiple baskets. That way if one gets stolen, one gets smashed, or someone just decides to hide it or steal from it, I still have several other baskets that I can pull from. It's not that I think it's bad or that it could, be detrimental to our society. It's just, in my opinion, I like having multiple options. That's really all it is. And that's the whole point that I spent this video trying to make. So, for all my awesome viewers, let me know what you think, because I'm kind of curious to see who agrees with Mark and who agrees with me here. There will be no judgments. Everybody can have an opinion. Just be nice to each other. No arguing. And after that, go watch this man, because he's amazing. Bye!
Hi guys! So the effect of gravity seems to be having a really weird kind of like effect on me here. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while I go figure this out. Bye!